I found out what happened the other day. And honestly, I was in two minds if I wanted to make this video. And you're going to understand why in a second. So I'm going to ask you guys to like and share and comment and make this video viral because everyone deserves to know this. Everyone. So I'm going to be somewhat vague in this video just to be sure that I can, protect people. But I had a chat with an MM, and you guys know what that is. And in fact, it's the industry's largest MM. And what they told me is incredible. Anyway, here we go. So we all know after Donald Trump's tweet about announcing 100% tariffs and various other restrictions on China, the market pulled back aggressively. We saw one of the largest wicks on the S&P 500, which is somewhat understandable. But what we saw in our industry was the biggest liquidation event in its history, 20 times the size of actual, real, tangible financial crashes. So what happened? I mean, if you look, Atom went to zero. It went to zero. So my buddy at the MM told me, and they did an investigation into it, and they found that around the time of the announcement, there were leverage shorts amounting to $4 billion. And this was spread across over 100 different exchanges. The larger ones having more, the smaller ones having less, depending on the level of liquidity that they had. And as this tweet came out and the market pulled back, the MMs did what they do. They followed the news and did a small pullback. They did what they normally do in these scenarios, which they adjust the market according to what's going on. But at that exact moment when they did a pullback, a massive, and I mean massive coordinated API attack happened across the board, which meant as they were selling, their connection to the actual network was lost. And because these are all algorithmic programmed computers, it went into safety mode, which meant as they were selling, the buys didn't happen, because that's what MMs do. They sell, they move the market down, and then they bring it back up by buying up that dip. But that couldn't happen. So what happened is that some force, I'm going to say, allegedly, I can't say anything on in real fact, put a enormous short on the market. Then there was a massive attack on the APIs of the MMs, which meant that they shut down and caused one of the most spectacular heists in history. And it was done in the dark, and it was done without even anyone understanding and noticing. What happened here is that all of these tokens that you know of are held by these MMs because they create the market. But when they're selling to adjust to a news that happens in the market and then they get cut off, that sell caused a massive runaway where there were liquidations and sell-offs and a full-blown lack of support that the MMs do when these things pull back, which caused tokens to almost hit zero. Now, you can make your own speculation on who this could be, and that could be something you could write into the comments. But what happened here is incredible, and to be honest, you kind of understand why I was a bit dubious if I wanted to make this video. Again, allegedly, historically, please don't come after me. I'll catch you guys later.